Late night talk show host and comedian James Corden was briefly banned from a shishi French restaurant in New York City after he allegedly was abusive to some of the staff working at said restaurant. Now, Keith McNally, who's the owner of this French restaurant known as Balthazar, wrote on Instagram, quote, "James Corden is a hugely gifted comedian, but a tiny cretin of a man." Okay, let's just pause for a second and appreciate the use of tiny cretin in any context. Like, this is great. But let me continue.
Here.
"And the most abusive customer to my Balthazar servers since the restaurant opened 25 years ago. I don't often 86 a customer, but today I 86'd Corden," meaning banned him from the restaurant because of his treatment toward the staff. Now, I give Keith McNally credit for defending and sticking up for his staff, especially since we're dealing with a celebrity here, right? And often these restaurants want celebrities to patronize their establishments. It's good for them, it's good for business. But in this case, he's like, no, I'm gonna look out for my staff. And I love to see that. Now, he felt he had to ban Corden after experiences his staff had with him in June and then again in October of this year. McNally wrote that in June, Corden was in the restaurant and found a hair after eating his main course. He showed it to a manager who apologized. It happens, right? But then Corden allegedly became extremely nasty and demanded another round of drinks and that the restaurant pay for all of the drinks he had up until that point. Yeah, I've had incidents in which, like, I'll order something and I like not only don't like it, it's disgusting. Like, I can't eat it. I don't even want to look at it. I can't smell it. I'll take one bite and I'll just kind of put it aside. I won't send it back. And I'm not saying everyone should do what I should do, but like asking for free stuff, especially since you're a successful comedian and late night show host, what are you doing? You could afford the drinks. Why are you needlessly taking this small issue and blowing it up for no reason? But it gets worse. This is, in my opinion, the craziest story. Most recently, on October 9th, Corden was said to be at Balthazar with his wife, Julia, for brunch. The restaurant said chaos ensued after his wife received her order. She had asked for an egg yolk omelet with Gruyere cheese. I can never say that right, and salad. And it arrived with a little bit of egg white mixed with the egg yolk. When the kitchen remade her omelet, they added a side of home fries instead of salad. So she wanted salad, they gave her home fries, and she was very upset about that. Now that's when Corden began yelling like crazy to the server, McNally wrote. "You can't do your job. Maybe I should go into the kitchen and cook the omelet myself. How about you stay home and cook the omelet yourself?" McNally said the order was fixed and Corden and his wife were given champagne glasses to smooth things out, but the talk show host was still nasty to the server. There's more, it goes on. But Cenk, I don't know, I do worry a little bit about just like the endless call out culture, right? Especially if it's like a public figure. People will use that to their advantage and make a big deal out of like a small issue sometimes. But in my view, this ain't part of that trend.
Yeah, so
it seems like he's pretty vicious.
Yeah, look, in some ways it sucks to be famous in any way, right? Now for Corden, he has all the upsides though. The extreme wealth that goes with being on television. He's a late night host, etc. And he's a celebrity now in a mega way. And so he's got the money, he's got the all the other advantages, but he has a disadvantage of everybody microanalyzes your what you're doing publicly. So hence I have a little bit of sympathy for that, okay? Now having said that, this guy's main brand is being lovable. Like he's the fun-loving guy and he's singing in the cars with his guests and he's always dancing and he's the lovable guy. And then in person, apparently does this kind of crap. I mean, really, like they got a little bit of egg white in your thing. Okay, you don't like it. You say, all right, no problem. You take it the way you like. But you don't have to yell at the waitress. That's crazy. You get a little frustrated, okay. Look, there's like a mega issue where you're super frustrated. That's different, right? But these tiny little things, and it's like I feel like it's like a leftover culture from Hollywood where famous people were supposed to be jerks to everyone else. That culture still exists, by the way, within a lot of the studios and a lot of the media companies where they berate and viciously yell at their employees in front of everyone. I mean, that's left over from all this time, and it's totally out of place. It's crazy.
Yes, I got to share an anecdote actually, because someone who works in the news industry, who we both know, he had come into the office one day, and it was right before showtime. I was starving. I had a hectic day. I hadn't eaten anything, so I was going to go on air having eaten literally nothing that entire day. And he had told me that a specific news anchor for network news had his staff, like his team of producers, have like a roast chicken ready for him before showtime every day before the newscast. Because in their mind, it was like, we got to keep our anchor happy. If he's happy, if he's satisfied, then it's going to be a great broadcast. And that culture, at least at TYT, doesn't exist. And I'm glad it doesn't exist, because the idea of asking my team to get me a freaking roast chicken every day before I go on air like blows my mind. But no, I mean, you got a little taste of that when you were at MSNBC, right? I remember that anecdote you shared about how you had lost your contacts, which are prescription contacts. And somehow, miraculously, the producers hunted down the prescription contacts you needed to do the show. I mean, it is amazing what they're able to do.
Yeah, so that's the good side of it, because I had to read the prompter and they were amazing and they got it right away, and they get pampered like crazy. Rachel Maddow gave me a good speech before I went in, and she said, look, TV will drive you out of your mind because everybody's kissing your ass 24/7. It gives you a false sense of reality, and she was totally right about that. And look, I mean, this is, I think, in no open court records, because Oberman sued Current TV. But Oberman would have people fired if they talked to him, like drivers and makeup people, etc. And so some people that seem nice on air are awful off air. And then on the other hand, universally from what I have seen, waiters, waitresses say Sean Hannity's a terrific guy off air, right? But he goes on air and says vicious and terrible things that divide the country. Oberman, back when he was on MSNBC, said terrific things on air. James Corden does seem lovable, but a lot of times it's just a brand that they have. It isn't who they actually are.
Corden later apologized profusely enough that McNally reversed his ban on Corden. But who knows, maybe there's a lesson learned here for Corden. I certainly hope that's the case. There are other stories about him being terrible to other people, but who knows? Maybe this was a wake-up call.
Yeah, and let's not be overly judgmental either, because we haven't been in everybody's shoes either. So it's a mixed bag in that sense. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. I really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.